Hey guys, Mr. Waltz here. I'm going to show you how to make the washer drawing. So I'm going to go down to the bottom, click the quick add plus sign, go in and change my title before I forget. This one's going to be the washer, triple click. There it is. Washer, finish properties, double click. Base view, we're going to change the scale to 4:1. We're going to just be looking at the washer, which is a small part. Um, and make sure we have visible and hidden edges on. Okay, so we'll click right about here. It's going to place that huge view. Click OK. Um, so obviously there's some stuff here we don't want. I'm going to turn off everything except for the washer. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, these check marks, I think you can do it with the check marks, which suppresses them, but I've been using the eyeballs, so I'm going to stick with that, which changes the visibility. Um, Anyways, there you go. You get this view. And so this is like a front view of the washer. We want to put in a side view, but what we're going to do is we're going to use a special view. It's called a half section, and it lets us see basically inside the washer on part of the view and then the outside on another part. So we're going to use this tool right here, section view. I'm going to go in here. It says select parent view. So I click on this view. And then what I need to do is click some points. You can see it has A and an arrow. So what we're going to do is cut this thing open. I'm going to go here right on the top. I want to find the center point here and then go up here right above the top. So you can see I'm lined up with the center. And then I'm going to go straight down until I hit the center. And then I'm just going to go over here to the right until I go a little bit to the outside like that. As soon as you got that, so I click those 3 points, top, center, right, green check mark, and then I can just slide over here to the right and place the view in here, and I'm going to click OK. And so that's a half section view. The top part is cut open. Basically, imagine you took a knife and you went where that A line is and sliced this, took a chunk out of the corner. That's what you're seeing. So this the angled lines here, this is where it's cut open basically, where the cutting tool would have sliced through. Um, Anyways, good times. That's the half section. So we're going to use that to dimension. We also need an isometric view. I'm going to slide this over. I'm going to use my projected view, click on my front view, and go up to the top right and green check mark. This one, as usual, we want to make it shaded. Okay. So cool. So now we got our views. I'm going to bring, you can see this little title down here is too low. So we'll start dimensioning. We'll do this on the front first. So the front's pretty easy. First of all, we need a center mark. So center mark, click the big circle, add some marks in there. The only things we can really see here, we can D for dimension. We can see the outer edge of this. So that's diameter 23. And then we have the hole in the middle. The hidden lines we can't dimension because they're hidden. So you shouldn't dimension them in this view. But you can see here we have two visible lines. We have the counter sink out here on the outside, and then the actual hole on the inside. So don't use your normal dimension. On this one, what we're going to do is use our hole and thread note tool, which is a special dimension, which will put in all the information about the hole, about the countersink. So click hole and thread note, and then I'm going to click this outer visible circle, and then I'm just going to come out here to the outside where it says specify endpoint, and then click OK. And you can see what it does. It puts in, it says, hey, you're going to make a diameter 4.2 millimeter through hole, and then you're going to have a countersink, that's the little angle thing, with a diameter of 8.2 at a 90-degree angle. So it just saves you a lot of typing to use that feature. Then we're going to dimension this half section here. There's a lot of dimensions in this. First thing we're going to do is put a center line down the middle. Let's see which edge to use. I'm going to use this top edge here and this bottom edge here. And boy, you can't even see the center line. If you hit escape and put your mouse, you can see it kind of, and you can drag these outside. That's just how we do center lines. So now we have a center line in the middle, and we're going to start adding dimensions in. Down here on the bottom, I have some room. I'm going to put a center mark down here to show this radius of this fillet. Same up here on the top. So two center marks. We're going to have a lot of dimensions on the top. So I'm going to go down here on the bottom, D for dimension, and just put in this radius here for this fillet, since that's an area where there's some extra space. Um, Next thing we want to do is we have those hidden line circles, right? So you have this hidden line circle here and this hidden line circle here. So those should have diameters. So what we're going to do is we're going to dimension over here on the back. And what I'm going to do is dimension from this corner up here to this corner down here, move this over here. And this is actually a diameter. So what I'm going to do is hit escape, double click on the number, and I'm going to move my cursor to the front here. So to the left, you can hit the arrow keys or click there. And then we're going to use this tool right here, insert symbol. We can actually put a diameter symbol in there. Even though you can't see that it's a circle in this view, we could still diameter or dimension it that way. And it's exactly how we dimensioned it when we did the revolve. So just going to do the same thing again on this circle here. I go over, double click it, move my cursor to the left, and then add a diameter symbol. So that way they know that we're dimensioning these two circles. You could do a back view and dimension it there, but this is a way that it's done in engineering. And notice you don't have to dimension the outer circle because that was dimensioned in the front view. All right, next thing we need to do is dimension there's 3 steps here. Okay, so we're going to dimension these steps. This is a little tricky because there's not a heck of a lot of room, but I'm going to click this corner, and then come up here right about there. And that looks good. I'm going to grab the 1 here, hit escape, click on the 1. I'm going to move the 1 outside. You'll see why in a second. There's more stuff that's going to happen. We have this little step here. So we're going to dimension this, D for dimension, click that corner and that corner. Now, if we put it level with the other one, there's no room. So I'm going to move it up above. I'm going to hit escape, grab the 5, move this over to the right. Okay. Now, we do have these 2 dimensions stepping on each other a little bit here. The arrow is on here, and there's really just not enough room to do anything else. You could go dimension one of them on the bottom. That would be fine, but this is acceptable. The last one we're going to do, D for dimension, we're going to measure from here to this endpoint here. All right. Now you can see it'll want to go angular, but if you move to the right, you can get it to straighten out. You could also right click and force it to be a horizontal dimension. That'll work too. Place that one above. And then what I'm going to do is just drag this number over, hit escape, drag the number over. So the numbers are all kind of lined up. And then the people just have to look at the arrowheads to figure out where we're measuring from. It's not the prettiest dimensioning I've ever done, but it'll work. So this is good to go now. There's enough information in here to reconstruct this part. Go ahead and save this bad boy. And we'll see you on the next one, which is the nut. And then this project will be done.